Welcome students, I am Sanjeev Kumar of Darbhanga Public School, and in this video tutorial I am going to tell you about the life cycle of angiospermic plant. And in this first of all we are going to see a plant. I am going to draw a plant, and what is seen in this is the root, and above that we find branches, leaves, and in that the flower is there. Okay, so this flower is what? Flower is the reproductive organ or reproductive part. Okay, so this is the reproductive part. After that you see what you find in flower. In flower, these are the petals. Okay, and here you will find the stigma, and this is the ovary, and all floral parts and ovary, they are sitting on a receptacle or this thalamus. Okay, so in this flower, these are the petals. They form a hole called corolla, and the sepals forms a hole called calyx. Okay, so calyx and corolla, this calyx and corolla, these two are the accessory holes. Okay, now the main part of the flower which take part in the reproductive process, it is the androecium and gynoecium. So androecium is, this is the male reproductive, many stamens are there. Okay, so androecium they form this male reproductive hole. Okay, androecium, and androecium is the hole made by stamens are there. Okay, and in female, so this is the male reproductive part. Okay, after that you see the female reproductive part. Female reproductive part, it is it comprises of three things: stigma, style, this is stigma, and style, and this is ovary. Okay, so this is the female reproductive part called pistil, or you can say carpel. So in female reproductive part, you will find here the ovary, and inside the ovary many ovules are present. So ovary contains ovules. So inside ovary what is present? Ovule is present. Okay, now in this diagram, each and everything is now shown. And in the androecium, the stamen, just I make one stamen. Stamen is this. In this it is filament, and it is anther. So anther, filament, and this is the connective. Connective is the tissue which connects this filament to the anther, and it is non-reproductive, sterile. Okay, so these two things make stamen. Stamen is formed. After that you see now the reproductive structures which are present inside the anther. If you cut a section of anther, suppose this is the anther, and if you take this transverse section of the anther, you will find this microsporangium, and in microsporangium many microspores are present. Okay, these microspores are present. In microspores, actually they get matured, and later on they give rise to microspore mother cells, MMCs, microspore mother cells. It is diploid. It undergo meiosis to form haploid cells called tetrads. So it is tetrad, and all are haploid. Tetrad, these later on they will separate out, and these are actually microspores or pollen grains. Microspores, and later on they form pollen grain. Pollen grain contains two cells. Actually, you see this is the pollen grain, and microspore means they get modified into this pollen grains. Pollen grains having the inner layer called intine, and outside the layer which is very tough, hard, and it is made up of sporopollenin, and this is the exine part. Okay, exine, and inside it is intine. So inside it is intine and outside it is exine. And a few places where the exine is the presence of this sporopollenin tissue is very less. These are the germ pores. Okay, so germ pores are the places from where the pollen tube will emerge. And inside this pollen tube, inside the pollen grain, okay, one cell which is the bigger one called the vegetative cell, and inside this vegetative cell another cell which is present called generative cell. Generative cell. So inside the microspore, haploid cell was there, and haploid nuclei, it divide mitotically to give two cells. One is vegetative cell, the larger one, vegetative cell, and after that the smaller one, it is the generative cell. So generative cell floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. Generative cell and vegetative cell both are the haploid structures. Now generative cell will divide mitotically to give two haploid male gametes. Okay, once it will fall on the stigma. After that this generative cell will divide and give rise to two male gametes. So this is all about this pollen grain, and this is the male gametophyte. Okay, so pollen grain is a male gametophyte since it carries male gamete. Okay, after that you see in female, inside the ovary, the ovule, I am going to draw one ovule. Okay, so one ovule, you see one ovule, it is you see it is connected with the ovary wall, and this is ovule. It has two integuments. So in angiosperms the ovules are ditegmic. Two integuments are there. Okay, and inside this ovule there is an embryo sac. Embryo sac contains 8 nuclei. It is like that: 3 antipodal cells upside, 2 polar nuclei here, and here the 1 egg and 2 synergids are there. Okay, so here you will find 3 polar nuclei, 3 antipodal cells. Okay, antipodal cells, and here it is secondary nucleus or polar nuclei, and here it is the 2 synergids and 1 egg cell. So you see here clearly I am making here, these are the 2 synergids. Okay, and this is the egg is here, and 2 synergids are there, 2 synergids. Okay, so egg is present in this embryo sac. Embryo sac contains the egg. So this is the female gametophyte. So ovule here it is the female, embryo sac it is the female gametophyte, and so here these two are reproductive structures which are present. So egg is present within the ovule. Inside the ovary may contain more than 1 ovules, and the arrangement of ovule with the wall of the ovary, it is the placentation. These are the things that we will see in the upcoming videos. But here we get to know that male gametophyte it is pollen grain, and female gametophyte it is the embryo sac, and egg is present. Okay, so After that you see the how the fertilization take place. Okay. In fertilization process, you see fertilization is after that this the pollination will take place. So pollination take place. You see in this where there is you will get to know. Yes, here. Now you see the fertilization process. For before that, what is the pollination? Pollination has to take place. Pollen grains come from this anther of one flower to stigma of either the same flower or another flower. That is the pollination. Pollination is of two type: self pollination and this cross pollination. Okay, so pollination brings the pollen grain to the stigma site, and on the stigma pollen grain is going to germinate. So here also the main, what are the various events which is going to happen? First is the pollen pistil interaction, means this pollen grain is of the same species or not, so identification by the stigma. And after that the secretion from the stigma releases some sugary substances, and under the influence of these substances this pollen grain germinate. Germination of the pollen grain take place. Pollen tube emerges out through the germ pore. You see the pollen tubes has emerges out, and this is you see style may be hollow or solid, but this pollen tube is capable of this passing through the style. Okay, so you see this is the growth of the pollen tube inside the style. And when this pollen tube is going to grow, at that time what happened, this generative cell has already given rise to two male gametes. So in pollen tube, first thing that will move is the tube nucleus, that is the vegetative nucleus. Vegetative nucleus is giving rise to this pollen tube. This is, and behind that the two pollen two male gametes are following, and in that way they are approaching towards the egg. Okay, you see in this video we will see in this diagram, you see in this. So ovule is bitegmic anatropous inverted micropyle, and you see in the ovule this region is called the chalaza region, and downside it is called the this region just opposite to chalaza is the micropylar region. Embryo sac is present, antipodal suture, and everything is very clear here. Now you see the pollen tube, the growth has been witnessed, and this pollen tube is growing towards the micropyle. And here you see this in between these at various places the callose plugs are formed. Callose plugs are actually the plugs that prevents the backflow of this whole cytoplasmic content containing the tube nucleus as well as male gametes. So callose plugs are very helpful. Now when this tube actually comes to the micropylar region, here this male now the role of the tube nucleus is almost over, so it is getting vanished. Now these male gametes are directed by the synergids. Synergids are having finger like projections called filiform apparatus, and this one of the synergids is going to degenerate, and this filiform apparatus it guides the pollen this gamete to enter, and one male gamete fuses with the egg, and this is the fusion of male gamete with the egg. It is syngamy. First fertilization take place. After that the next the gamete which is following behind this gamete also enters into the embryo sac, and it fuses with the nuclei, polar nuclei, to form triploid endosperm nucleus. So primary endosperm nucleus is formed. Now you see the diploid primary endosperm nucleus is formed. After that, this pen is this triploid endosperm nucleus, it is going to divide further and make many cells, or give rise to complete endosperm. Now what is the role of this endosperm? Endosperm give the early nourishment of the embryo. So once the zygote is formed, zygote divide and this cell dividing zygote, it will form the embryo, and embryo is nourished by endosperm. Endosperm is always triploid, we have to remember this. And since here in this angiosperm we see the fertilization twice, that is why it is double fertilization. This event is called double fertilization, and it is explained by Navaschin in Fritillaria and Lilium. So this is all about this. And you see in the angiosperm, the life cycle is sporophytic. Sporophyte is going to persist for, or this is the predominant stage, whereas the gamete stage, it is short-lived, because once the pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma, so after that the life is very short, and after that these events will be over. So most of the time plant live their life in diploid state. So plants are sporophytic, and in this way, this is the all about angiosperm, and this is the flowering plant. Now you see the once this fertilized ovule, or this embryo will give this give rise to what? Seed. So fertilized ovule will become seed, and the ovary will becomes the fruit, and fruit are going to include seeds. If you see the seed of angiosperm, this seed, you see in this the cotyledon is there, and this is the axis. You see the dicot seed, 2 cotyledons are there, and these are the cotyledons which give nourishment to the embryo. So early nourishment was given by endosperm, and later on the nourishment is given by these cotyledons. At the tip of this embryonal axis, this is the plumule. Plumule give rise to shoot system, and this is radicle. Radicle give rise to root system. It will make the root, and these two are cotyledons. Since there are 2 cotyledons, so they are called dicots. Okay, so this is this seed will germinate and again give rise to the plant back again. So in this way the life cycle of the plant is going on. Thank you for